What's up everybody on YouTube? Free Swimmer here. I'm starting at the very beginning. I'm going to do a complete overview of my entire 1210 gallon DIY plywood aquarium system. We're going to start at the beginning here in the bathroom. This is in the opposite room, opposite the wall, the master bathroom. This is a splitter. When I do my water changes, I just readjust these valves, turn on the water, and the water goes right up the wall, right around and behind this interesting but very custom lighting fixture for this garden bath, and then it goes right through the wall, right behind there. And now I'm going to take you and show you where it pops out. It pops out right here into this water treatment system. It comes right through the wall and goes up to that union and into the water conditioner system. This takes out chlorine, chloramines, and sediments. This is what I use for my water change. It goes through here, filters through, and then it goes right down into the tank right there. I learned that it does not take out heavy metals, so I still always now use an additive, be it the Nova Plus or this Aquamed's Armor. I'm going to take you underneath right now and see where the water drains. I just showed you where the water comes from to add water, and now I'm going to show you where it drains. We are underneath the tank where all the plumbing, and basically I store stuff under here. There's plenty of room. You can see that valve right there. That valve lets the water go right out through the back window. The board where the window was is now a 1-inch piece of plywood via fans below. They are constantly pulling any humidity out of here. And this fans above, they have thermostats, or I guess they call them humidistats. They're crawl space fans. And those run every time the humidity is sensed at what needs to be, and then they turn on and they take the air from above the tank. We are under the tank right here. If this is visible, I'm going to get a flashlight because I want everybody to see what's going on underneath here. Alright, here we go. Let's make this better for everybody. Give everybody the big view of what it really looks like underneath here. I have a valve there if I needed to adjust the return pump. I'm not big on valves, but I wanted it in case I needed it. Over on the other side is the other, comes from the Stockman, it's 1.5-inch pipe, and then goes to the other side of the sump. It's the exact same as this one here. Comes down from underneath. You can see all the layers of wood and foam underneath here. There's 3 1-inch pieces of plywood and this build on the bottom, and then there's a 1.5-inch piece of foam between the bottom layer, which is the top to the stand, and the second layer of the tank bottom. This is how it all goes in. I've got the 2-inch, did I say 1.5-inch? It's 2-inch drains on both sides and 1.5-inch return in the center. There's a total of 8 cubic feet 4 cubic feet per side in this sump full of bio balls. And in the very center I have a 5,000 gallon return pump, and I have miscellaneous bags of biomedia, probably 15 bags of Biomax. Those are my controllers. I have 2 1,000 watt true temp heaters located in the sump, and those are the controllers for them. I have a power strip there, which has just a couple items on it, a couple pumps running off of that. I have a strip there. I have a strip there. There's many power strips, but I don't have them overloaded. I'm going to take everybody up top. If you look to the back, above that pipe, you'll see one of the 2 fans. Maybe you'll see both of the fans. They're on a humidistat that run to keep the humidity out. After I initially set this tank up about 2 years and 2 months ago, within a month there was humidity spotting up, mold spotting up everywhere. So what I did was I washed with just a little bit of bleach all the walls. Then I took out the back window and I installed a 1-inch piece of plywood with fans at the top and fans at the bottom, and I painted everything with mold resistant paint, like a Kills paint. Then I put the fans in. I have a fan here blowing to the back, keep the air moving. And also I have a dehumidifier there that I run occasionally. Up here at the top, if you look, these are my light racks that I built, where I had 4 current for 4-foot tank lights, LEDs, and I had shop light on each side here. What I did was I built these racks, and I got these housings painted in black, and I've got 5,000 K LED bulbs in each one, and I'm really happy with the result of that versus what I had. I'm very pleased with that. It's got a good shimmer, it shows shadows, it just, everything works well. It looks natural. That's why I like it so much. This is my DIY filter that I made. It's like a sump. It pumps from the back corner, which we'll show in a minute, but I've got the spray bar working here. And I've got pads, 3 layers of pads in here that it goes through for water cleaning. And I have lock line going down, returning the water. That white pipe there is what brings it here from the pump down the bottom of the tank. With that 1.5-inch return from the sump going up the back from the 5,000 gallon per hour return pump, if you see at the bottom back there, I'll bring you right to it perhaps, right about where the foam is, there's a splitter. It comes in, there's a T, and it goes around the back, and around the back the pipe goes. It's just below the water surface, and then it comes over here. There's a 5-foot spray bar on this side, and it does the exact same thing on the other side. Those pipes that you see right there on the very back, that pipe is the pipe that goes, it's a constant siphon. That goes to the valve that you saw that I showed down underneath. I open the valve and it lets the water flow. It's got a pickup down at the very bottom of the tank, about 4 inches from the bottom. And those 2 pipes or the inlet and the outlet for a Fluval FX6 if I ever decide to put it back in. I opted to not take them out even though I'm not using the Fluval at the moment. I'll back this up just a little bit and show the lighting one more time. Exact same thing. I built these little racks that hold the lights very efficiently, and the way they're mounted on the top of the tank. I'm going to step down here. I'm going to sit down. This is a DIY plywood tank that's 10 feet left to right. It's 5.5 feet front to back. And the overall interior height, top to bottom, is 32 inches. It's been running out for 2 years and 2 months. And I just wanted to take the time to show everybody what really goes on with this, give a total overview. The things I've done in the past couple weeks have been working out very well. All the new fish stock is doing well. I got a few more things I'm going to do. I've got some wood that I'm going to add. Here, if we can get all the way back there, we can show that. That is the Little Giant. It's a 975 gallon per hour pump, I believe is what it's rated at. That just runs the overhead sump filter. It goes up, the piping goes up, 1-inch piping goes along the back behind the other pipe going to this spray bar. If you can see that right there, it used to be all nice and black. The fish have had a ball with it over the years, the plecos. That is the 2-inch stockman on that side, going down through the bottom. If you look over there, there's the other 2-inch stockman. I really enjoy the stockman as far as how easy they are, how quiet they are, and how awesome they regulate the height of the water. I've done videos on sumps, the advantages of sumps, the beneficial bacteria that they can contain. They're factories. They're awesome. And I've explained that if you have enough water going in that you cannot overrun it with what you're pumping out, you'll never have a problem. They're extremely efficient. Especially with the stockmans. When the water gets down below the stockman, it stops bringing in water. There's nothing. It's just absolutely foolproof. It's bulletproof. And it works great. So I just wanted to show everybody what's going on here. We'll look around underneath one more time, and this tank is built on a frame with 16 pressure treated 4x4s. According to everything I researched, the way I have it with all of my strong ties and my 2x6s, my 4x4s, in theory this stand would hold 60,000 pounds, which is absolutely beyond anything remotely close that I can supply. This tank is probably about 10,000 pounds total. So overkill is very important to me. Well, that's a little trip through the DIY 1,210 gallon system. From water in to water out to everything. So, any questions, please ask. I'm sure there's things I left out. that's just part of my materials that just kind of hang around. You just end up with extra pieces that you always end up needing. So, alright everybody, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment, ask a question, and I wanna raise my glass to Darius. His aquarium that he just built is really nice, and I would have loved to have been part of it. Something about building plywood aquariums it's awesome. It's a great time, and you know, it's tedious and serious, but at the same time it's just an amazing pleasure. And if anybody's interested, I can do a video at a later time of what everything looks like from the back of the window where it was, how I have my fans and whatnot. Back in the earlier history of this build, I believe it was called the Behemoth at the time. It shows everything from start to finish on this build. So, alright everybody, thanks for watching. Later.